Hey guys, it is a Wednesday, April 15th. I realized I didn't record what we did for dinner last night, but thankfully we made the exact same thing for lunch today, which is what Peter recorded, which was the pizza, and that's essentially what we ate for dinner last night. So we ended up finishing the majority of the naan and the pita that we had left over, a lot of the peppers that we had left over, and also some of the jalapenos that I picked up last week on Wednesday. So that's essentially what we ate for dinner. And then we had leftovers for lunch, and then now we got a cook it box for this week. So I'm going to show you the 3 recipes that we have, and we're actually making one of them for dinner tonight because I wanted to make it spaghetti originally, but I'm really hungry, and for some reason I'm having one of those days where I feel like I just have zero energy, so I just don't want to make it right now. So I probably will make it tomorrow afternoon for lunch and then have it ready for dinner. But here's what we're gonna be cooking tonight. For tonight, we're making Caprese Mac and Cheese. This looks absolutely delicious. We actually went online and picked out this recipe. I just realized after like 8 months of using Cook It that you can pre-pick the recipes that you get every week. And I don't know why we never did this to begin with, because now it guarantees that every single week we're getting recipes that we love. Before, I thought it was just like, surprise, you just get random recipes in your mailbox, but I should have thought about that sooner, because it doesn't make sense if people are allergic to things. You can comb through the ingredients, but now I know. So we've custom tailored the next 3 weeks worth of recipes to be exactly what we want, and I think they have 10 recipe cards available every single week for you to pick from. That's the first one that we got. The second one that we got for this week is Greek style pork meatballs. So it looks like this. Peter actually picked this one. He saw the meatballs and he was like, I want it. So I was like, okay, sure. I don't mind meatballs. I have never made them from scratch, so this is my chance to learn how. And then the very last recipe that we have from Cook It this week is steak bulgogi. Peter and I both love bulgogi, so we both agreed on this one and wanted it. If you guys couldn't tell, the Caprese Mac and Cheese was my selection because I love cheese. But I think Peter's also on board with it because he loves mac and cheese as well.
I love melted cheese.
You love melted cheese? I just love cheese in general.
Not so good. But melted cheese, bomb.
All cheese is good cheese. The very last recipe that we're making tonight is steak bulgogi. Like I said, it looks so good. We actually also bought udon last week. I think I showed you guys that in some previous footage. I probably will actually keep this recipe lying around so I can remake it myself afterwards. I've never made bulgogi before. This will be my very first time, and I'm interested to learn how to make it. But tonight, Caprese Mac and Cheese it is. So let's get started with dinner. Holy cheesy goodness. Look at this giant block of, I don't know, buffalo mozzarella, bocconcini. I don't know what this is, but it looks delicious. Probably mozzarella of some sort. And there's also this cheese too. This is just cheddar cheese. I prefer mozzarella, but I'll deal with both. The more cheese, the better.
That's bocconcini, bro.
Bocconcini is tiny ones, isn't it? I'm so confused. What is this? No, it is a bocconcini. Wow, this is a massive one. So, ready for all the cheese consumption. Thank God I'm not lactose intolerant because this would upset my stomach completely. But I would probably eat this whole thing to myself if I could. We're eating zucchini right now. And tomatoes is next. Water's boiling in a bit, so I'm gonna put the macaroni in as soon as it's ready to go. Pasta is in and ready to boil. It is hard to video yourself cooking with one hand. While the pasta is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking the tomatoes and the zucchini. Got some butter in the pan, and we're gonna dump all the tomatoes in now. Wow, that's very finely grated zucchini. All right, so this is on, ready to go. We are going to cook this up. Next step is to add the seasoning.
What's in it? I don't know.
What's in it is deliciousness.
And then you mix this for a bit, and then you add your milk.
Ooh, look at the milk action go! This is what makes it all creamy, guys. Here goes macaroni. I'm learning to not place the camera lens directly over the steam.
Good idea.
Pasta's ready. We're back on the sauce now, and it's time to start adding in the cheese. Now we're gonna transfer this sauce over into the casserole dish so we can mix the macaroni into it, and then pop some more cheese and tomatoes on before we stick it in the oven. This is interesting. It looks like a macaroni alfredo right now. I've never had this much green in my mac and cheese before.
I'm excited.
You wanna recreate this recipe another time?
Yes.
I know you like your mac and cheese.
I love it.
It smells really good, I won't lie. Like, the zucchini has a nice kick to it. Okay, time to lay on the tomato and cheese. Are you just tossing them wherever?
I'm systematic.
Okay, make sure you have enough space for all the cheese to go on too.
What do you mean? Cheese just goes everywhere.
No, you have to be systematic about the cheese so that you have a cheese bit with every single bite. Why are you putting it on the tomatoes?
Why not? You ever have cheesy tomatoes?
Yeah, it's called Caprese salad. Like crazy mac and cheese. Can I have that little tiny piece to eat? The little tiny, no, the tiny sliver.
It's not that small.
Wow, this actually looks like a lot. I don't know if we'll be able to finish all this to ourselves, which is great because I'll come back for seconds afterwards.
Yeah.
So last step now is to stick this into the oven and cook it for about 15 to 20 minutes or so. We've already preheated this, so it's ready to go. Hey Google, set an alarm for 15 minutes.
10:30 p.m.
accent. This is our chic drinks for dinner tonight. I've just poured myself a glass of white wine. Peter decided to mix together Coke and some vodka. Every once in a while we get some alcohol samples. This is Hound's vodka. It's like literally black vodka. Tastes exactly like vodka. I don't know why it's black. I think there's charcoal in it. It is Canadian, so Canada represent, but I'm gonna mix them for him in here while he does some dishes. Ignore the snack hull drawer over here. We just have a lot of snacks at all times. So I'm gonna put this little bottle of the vodka into this cup. This stuff is black. It's so weird. It's vodka, but it's black. The reason I'm not doing it on the stove because the stove is still very hot from when we cooked. So I don't want to crack any of the glass on it. Do you want to put the rest of the Coke in?
Like half of that.
It looks like straight up Coke. I'm gonna try some of this. Oh, that's strong. In the meantime, I'm just gonna have my wine because that tastes a lot better. Just gonna chill for a little bit until the mac and cheese is done, and then we're gonna head over to the TV. Like always, as you guys have seen every single night, watch a bit of Money Heist while we eat dinner before I go slave away at the computer for a bit tonight. Mid-bake checkup. The cheese has melted. The stuff looks delicious. I'm ready to take this out of the oven to eat. Also, we need to really clean our oven window right here. I think I need to buy some vinegar to mix with water and baking soda next week to clean this when we go to the grocery store again. It looks so gross. Mac is ready to come out of the oven. Ooh, it's bubbling. Fix the lens a little bit so it's not as steamy anymore, and I'm not going to put it up close to that. I feel like I should have learned my lesson, but I have not yet. I just want to show you guys the bubble action. Look at that. Can you hear it? Oh, this is cheese porn. Literally cheese porn. Okay, I'm gonna serve this so we can eat this now. It is time for dinner and a movie. This is what the final product looks like. I can smell all the gooey cheese and the basil. So good. And we got Money Heist going. So we gonna chow down now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow to share what we cook. Peace. Hey guys, welcome back to Thursday, April 16th. Today, we are going to be making spaghetti for dinner. I'm also going to be frying up the green onion pancakes. I forgot to mention that the other day after I went to the post office to drop off some stuff for Poshmark, we also popped into Freshco on the way home because there was no line up there, so I wanted to see if I could get some flour to make the green onion pancakes with, and they did actually only have 4 bags of flour left over. I don't know why this lighting is so weird today. I'm sorry. Let me try to see if I can find some better lighting for you guys so I don't look like an Oompa Loompa on here. Or I'm just gonna have to stay yellow for this part of the video. But I did find a bag of flour, so I picked that up. There's only 4 bags left. For some reason, the city is on a flour shortage because everybody seems to want to be baking bread right now. I don't want to bake bread. I just want to make green onion pancakes. But I'm happy I got that. So I'm going to be using the flour tonight. I'm going to be also chopping up the green onions that we have been regrowing over by the window. I need to actually repot those into soil so that they can survive a little bit longer. But that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Peter has already gone ahead and cooked the pasta for me while I was doing a bunch of stories for Instagram. I'm going to start with the green onion pancakes now because they actually take a little while. You have to like let the dough rest and sit there for about like 20 minutes or so before you can knead them, and then let them rest again before you fry them. I don't know why it's so strange. It is a long process. It's like over an hour just to prep these pancakes. So in between while they're resting, I'm going to start making the pasta sauce. But let me show you what pasta noodles Peter's used for the spaghetti tonight. I don't know if these are actually spaghetti noodles. I think they might be because they're in the shape of spaghetti noodles, but we were actually gifted these from Italy like a couple months ago and they were just sitting in our cabinet, so I figured, well, Peter figured we might as well just use them tonight since we're making spaghetti. So this is ready. The beef is here defrosting. We got the pot ready to go with all the veggies and fixings ready for the sauce, and then I'm gonna go and start to prep the green onion pancakes now. First part of this recipe is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Just gonna put it. So next we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so you only need 1 teaspoon of this, so you can get some out, mix it all in. Okay, next up is 3/4 cups of hot water. We're just using the sink, heat it up, pour this in. All that's left next is to mix this together to make it a dough. Okay, it's slowly coming together, so I have some faith, but this is really tiring on my hands. Like kneading the dough because I think the spoon was no longer sufficient to mix it up. I added a little bit more water in because it was way too dry and all of the flour was not sticking together. I think I might actually need like a little bit more water right now because it's still like super dry and there's a lot of stuff flaking off. Hoping that I'm doing this right.
You can blame Ching if it doesn't work.
Yes, we can. So now you let the dough sit for about 30 minutes. This is a giant clump of it. This is the best that I could do. We'll try again another time if this doesn't work out. So now let's move on to the pasta sauce. These are the onions that we have been growing at home. I'm going to go ahead and chop them and use them. And what I'm going to do is actually chop the bottoms again here where they were mushy so they can regrow. I'm gonna put these back into the water tonight. Hopefully they can give me at least one more set. This makes me very happy that we get to use our own produce.
Farm to table.
A real farm to table experience.
Yeah, condo to table.
Now switching over to the spaghettis while the dough rests. Peter's cutting the zucchini. And then he's gonna cut the green peppers next. I'm ready to get my veg on tonight. Almost all the veggies are done. We've got bell peppers, mushrooms, and zucchini in this massive bowl that we're gonna stick into the spaghetti because we want lots of veggies in this dish so we can get all of the goodness. Beef is in with some olive oil and onion to cook.
A little bit of salt.
That looks delicious. In goes the veggies. All the veggies are in. All that's left now is to cook this for like, what, 5 or 6 minutes, and then we'll put in the sauce?
Yeah, maybe even less to be honest.
Well, I just want to make
because the veggies will cook in the sauce too.
I definitely feel like this is not properly mixed because there's a bunch of like dry flakes of flour, but it'll do. So you're supposed to take about a third of this. This looks about right. Oh my god, it's stiff.
Power!
Ugh. Okay, that looks to be about like a third, right?
Power.
So we're gonna do this directly on the counter. We also don't have a rolling pin, so this is our little makeshift rolling pin. We're using a white wine bottle. I just finished and poured the rest of it out. Oh, there's still some extra. Hang on. Let me drink this.
Classy. Unnecessary.
So all you have to do is roll it out flat.
Into a pancake form?
Yes. I think I need to buy a rolling pin next. That's my next thing. If quarantine has taught me anything, it's that I don't have enough kitchen utensils. 2 weeks ago, I bought a whisk. Next week, I'm gonna go buy a rolling pin so I can make more of this. If this is this easy to make, I'm gonna make this more often, to be honest.
Should we just Amazon a rolling pin?
Maybe. Oh yeah, because I don't want to go outside if we don't need to at this point.
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, or check Hudson's Bay if they have rolling pins.
Okay.
They have a home section and we have gift cards for them. Okay, so I believe you're supposed to roll this out as flat as you can because the flatter it is, the easier it's gonna be to cook it and then the crispier it's gonna be. Because you want this to be like nice and flaky, I think. So then the next step is to put some oil on it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna spread a bunch of oil across this. Ooh, that's a lot.
Are you being too liberal here?
I mean, the more oil there is, the crispier it's gonna get, right? Step is put on green onions. This is how much I have. If this is for 1/3, I gotta make sure I leave enough for all the other two. I love green onions, so this is nice how much we have. Okay, and then the next step is add some salt. This is sea salt. I hope that's okay.
Okay, it's fine. That's it. That's it. Too much.
Okay. Next step. Next step is to roll. I just wanna rollie. I just wanna roll you.
Copyright.
So now it's all rolled up, and now you roll it up even more, I guess.
What?
I don't know. Okay, so that's one that's all rolled up. I'm gonna do the other two and then put them all together, and you're supposed to let these sit for about 20 minutes.
Back on my food. Now we add tomato sauce. And now the last part of this that Vic always does, we're using pineapple. Adds a little bit of sweetness, but it's not too bad.
It's good. It's like pizza with pineapple.
Now that it's all mixed together, you just let it sit, simmer for a bit, and get the juices really in there.
I've already gone ahead and done the other two, but Peter was busy, so I'm going to show you guys what you do now. All you have to essentially do is take your rolling pin, whatever you're using, and roll this out as flat as you can. This is going to be an arm workout because, oh, this did not stay in a circle. Because this dough is like super elasticy and it likes to bounce back a lot, as you'll quickly notice.
Such a rebellious dough.
There you go. Smushed it kind of together and kind of stay in place. And I think I used a tad too much oil because it's not supposed to be this oily. I sent a picture off to Ching, who was the one who originally shared this recipe, and she said it was too oily, but so be it. You want to try to roll this out as thin as you can because this is supposed to be like a crispy pancake. What she told me too is that if it's too elasticy, you can roll it out and let it sit for 10 minutes and then roll it again just to make sure it's as flat as possible, because the flatter it is, the crispier this cake is gonna be. So this is the first one that I already made. It got kind of burnt. So I'm gonna try a second one here. You're supposed to cook each side for 5 minutes on medium to high heat. You don't need to add any extra oil because there already is oil in the dough. Oh my god. There you go. Ooh, okay, that one looks a little bit better. It's still kind of burnt though, but let's see how this goes. So now I just flipped it and I'm gonna leave it on this side for 5 minutes and then it should be good and then we'll pop the last one in. I think I'm just gonna leave it the way it is size-wise and put it straight into the pan. And voila, let it cook for 5 minutes and then flip it. So now that it's done, all that's left is to cut it up, and usually I think people cut these up into like 6. Look, you can see all the layers inside. Ah. And if you want to be super extra, you can set it up with this beautiful plating. Ta-da! Green onion pancakes. Now you just eat it.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the vlog. It is Saturday, April 18th, and tonight we're cooking dinner, and it's going to be the steak bulgogi. Very excited for this. I've been dying to eat this one for the longest time. It looks so delicious, so I'm very excited for it. Don't think we showed them dinner last night, right? No, we didn't really do any dinner last night because we just ate a bunch of leftovers that we had, such as the spaghetti and some other things lying around in the fridge. So that's why we're back tonight, to show you guys what we're making for dinner. It's gonna be the steak bulgogi. We currently have the water already boiling on the stove to cook the udon in, and then Peter's going ahead and prepping all the veggies right now. Is there anything I can help with to make in the meantime?
I don't know.
Alright, I'm gonna check the
recipe.
Check the recipe and see if there's anything I can do, and then I will get it started so that we can have dinner ready. So first thing that I did to help Peter was to slice up the cucumber, and then you're supposed to marinate it with some salt, pepper, and sugar and rice wine vinegar, but we don't have any rice wine vinegar, so we're just gonna leave it as is. It's the only thing that's gonna be missing from this anyways, and once we eat it with the bulgogi, I think it'll taste perfectly fine. So cucumbers are gonna stay like this. Udon has been put into the pot. Everything is bubbling, so we're gonna strain that in a little bit. Peter has also gone ahead and chopped the green onions. Did you save the ends?
Yeah, there's somewhere.
And then this is, what is this, leek? Kale?
Kale.
Okay, so kale is here for us. Finish cutting the carrots, and then the next step is to cook up the meat. So we're gonna do that next. So we've gone ahead and put the beef into here. They said to mix it with flour, which is weird. I've never done that before, but I mean, whatever the instruction says. So after this, we're gonna mix in the veggies and all the sauces, and then I think we're good to go. It smells kind of nice with the flour. To be honest, it smells like KFC. Ooh. Ooh, that's thick.
That's what you want.
This actually looks really yummy. The kale has shrunk down. Can you guys hear the bubbling of the beef? It smells delicious. Next step is to add in the udon. Oh yeah.
Starving.
Starving Marvin. Finished making all the food, and this is what it looks like. We have plated it with the bulgogi udon underneath, the pickled cucumbers on top, except not really pickled because there's no vinegar, and then we just topped it off with some sesame seeds and green onions, and now we're ready to dig in. This is so delicious. It actually smelled so good on the stove when we were making it, so I'm dying to try this now. You ready for dinner?
I'm so hungry.
It's like dinner number 2 for us, kind of, because we had a mini dinner earlier.
It was a snack.
It was a snack, so we could go out and walk and watch the sunset, but yeah, this is dinner now.
Yeah.
Manja manja.
Okay.
10 o'clock and we're eating dinner now. It's very late. Only because you had to podcast the past hour, so I couldn't eat anything. Wow, I just looked at the clock. It's 10:30.
Oh dang.
He told me he was gonna start podcasting at 9, and it was going to take half an hour max, and I'd be able to eat right afterwards. When you podcast, I'm not allowed to make any noise whatsoever at all, so I have to be really quiet. Usually I just go over to the den and just do computer work or take a nap. It's 10:30.
What did you do today?
I did work.
Good.
While you made me be quiet for an hour and a half, so I couldn't even eat dinner.
Yeah, it's because we started late. Technical problems.
Sure.
But I was done like half an hour ago.
Okay.
You heard me. You could have gone.
You just got off and told me you were done now.
No, but I was done.
How am I supposed to know? Every time I do things, you're being loud.
As soon as I do my outro, you can go. It's not my fault.
Anyway, so like I said, we are not cooking anything from scratch tonight. We're just eating a bunch of leftovers and things that we had in the freezer so that we could free up freezer space. And we've got salmon. Black bean ball, and some leftover chickpea salad. So I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like, and then we're gonna eat dinner, and that's essentially it. I don't even think we're gonna watch anything tonight because we've already watched quite a bit earlier this afternoon when we came back from the grocery store, so
must work.
Yeah, the majority of tonight's gonna be spent on work. I will see you guys tomorrow after I show you guys dinner. This is what dinner looks like. Honestly guys, not every single night it's like a fancy dinner. We just eat some leftover things every once in a while just to help clear the fridge, but you know, that's how things go. So I'm gonna enjoy this delicious leftover dish.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah? Are you happy with this concoction that we've made?
Yeah.
Like the randomest things in the fridge?
Yeah. I'm liking it.
Okay, well, that's good because I'm gonna go eat mine now.
Good.
Thanks.
Enjoy.
At 10:30 at night.
Bon appetit.
Okay, bye. Morning guys, it is Monday, April 20th, and I know I've been saying this for the past like week and a half, but we are finally going to Chinatown today. The other day when we were planning to go, it actually started getting really cold and rainy outside, so we nixed that plan, and after like 4 or 5 days of rescheduling, we're finally going today to pick up some stuff. I know we kept saying that we wanted to avoid going to the grocery stores for 2 weeks if possible. A lot of the things that we want to be able to cook with aren't available at a lot of the traditional grocery stores that we usually go to, so we're hoping to just go to Chinatown once for the next like month or two and to stock up on everything that we need to fill our fridges with all the seasoning that we don't have, that we can't find at like Freshco or Loblaw, some other like homemade goods that we're gonna get from some stores there just because we want to support some local businesses. And then we're gonna head back home and cook some Asian dinners tonight. I just realized we only really have like 3 days left of this 2-week vlog of what we eat and what we grocery shop. So I hope I managed to get enough on camera for you guys to kind of showcase you guys what we eat. Last night we didn't eat anything too special. I actually was FaceTiming my family for about like 3 hours straight, so we just made a pot of instant noodles. Like I said, a lot of the stuff that we're gonna be eating is just like things that we have around the house as well. It's not necessarily what we're buying. So we had a lot of the Korean ramen noodles sitting at home that I wanted to use up because I love that stuff. It tastes so good and I just had like a craving for it. I'm on my period right now. I just started 2 days ago, and when I'm on my period I always have cravings for like the most unhealthy things like instant noodles. So we had that for dinner. This morning I've just had a coffee so far. We're gonna go do groceries in Chinatown right now. I'm not gonna bring my camera like last time because I don't want to potentially have to decontaminate when I come back. It's just a lot of electronic parts in this that I don't want to risk getting wet, so I'm gonna bring my phone and I'll try to video as much as I can. I know Chinatown stores aren't usually comfortable with people videoing anyway, so I don't know how much I'll be able to share with you guys, but I'll get a couple snippets, and then when we get back home I'll show you what we managed to scoop up and what we're planning to make with all that stuff. So yeah, let's go to Chinatown. So we just finished grocery shopping in Chinatown. Well, first round, we couldn't find everything that we wanted in there. I didn't video everything that we got because it was really crowded and tight in there. I just didn't want to have my camera out when we were busy grabbing our stuff. We were trying to be as quick as possible to grab everything. Just spent about like 65 bucks on a bunch of things that won't be used right away. A lot of it's going to be like saved for another time. We're now going to head off to pick up some Chinese buns at a bakery and then see if we can also get some Vietnamese subs. And then I still haven't found my Japanese mayo. Every time I see it in a grocery store, we never get it, but now that we actually want it, we can't find it, and it's like really frustrating because we don't live anywhere close to a T&T or like an H Mart. They're like really far away, and I don't want to spend 2 hours walking just to get to one because we're trying our best to not take any sort of public transit.
Hell no.
So it's a struggle right now. So we're off to get some Chinese buns, and then I'll check in with you guys once we get back home and show you our full haul. My QP mayo, this is stuff I've been looking for the past like 2 weeks. Got all of my seaweed. Peter's helping me look for some milk tea powder. He's gonna run out of it soon. You got, what is that?
Sausage.
Chinese sausage. How do you say it though?
Lapsang.
I say lapchang.
Lapsang.
Lapchang.
Sung.
Lapsang is a Vietnamese way of.
Yeah.
Lapchang is a Chinese way
That's
of saying
me.
it.
Yo, you want durian candy?
No, I do not. I hate durian. You like durian, so you can buy it for yourself if you'd like. I'm not going to eat any of that though. And please do not come near me when you eat it. The second grocery store we're in, they're using shower curtains to set up partitions between the cashiers and the customers. It's kind of smart.
I'm here for it.
I don't mind as long as it works. So this guy's trying to pay. Kind of interesting. All right guys, so we're back. We got most of the things we wanted to get. So we weren't able to get to milk tea, the specific ones that I wanted, and a bag of rice, just because rice is really heavy and we'd be walking home for like half an hour, so I didn't want us to have to like carry all that. So we'll just get another time when we're like completely out. We have some left. This is more of a trip to potentially get rice just in case we ran out completely, so we'd have some extra. But at the end of the day, we have lots of other carbs that we can eat, like bread and pasta, so it's not the biggest deal. But I'm pretty happy. I think we have everything that we need to not need any sort of future trip back to Chinatown for the next month at least. So that's good. I don't think we're gonna need to go back to the grocery store specifically for anything crazy for at least another like 4 to 5 days, like Freshco or Metro. So we'll see how long we can last without that. And today is Monday, so that means that tomorrow we're going to be getting our cook it box, which is nice because that'll replenish some stuff that we have in the fridge. But I wanna show you guys what we got. And Hi, Peter's just back there hanging out. I've also divided the stuff into 2 piles again. We have the non-perishables that are sitting at the door so that we don't have to waste too much of our Lysol and disinfecting spray to wipe them all down. They can kind of just sit there and disinfect themselves in the next couple of days. Anything else that's perishable that needs to go into the freezer or the fridge is currently soaking up disinfectant on the stovetop, and then we're gonna put it away back into the freezer and the fridge in a little bit. So let's go over and I'll show you guys what we picked up. Okay, so here's some of the stuff that we got today. Our friend Tim actually dropped off some paper towels because we only had 2 rolls left, and he was at Costco this morning. And I guess he picked up an entire package for us. This is literally going to be enough for us to last for the next like 2 years. So this is good. At least we have like a large stash now. But essentially what we picked up from Chinatown is some seaweed because I want some stuff to snack on. That's sitting up there. We have 2 packs of pho noodles because I have some pho seasoning at home that Peter wants to try to make sometime this week. So these 2 are sitting there. Picked up some more miso soup packs so I can have that as snacks whenever I'm hungry. We also stopped into Dollarama on the way home to pick up some other home stuff, so I'll show you guys that in a second. I'm gonna try my best to go through everything else that we have right here. Let me see what else there is. There is Chinese sausage. That's some extra seaweed to throw into the miso soups. This yellow one here is durian candy that Peter just really wanted, so I said go ahead. And then down here, I don't even know what this is anymore. I think this is supposed to be, oh, goji berries. This one is goji berries, the purple one, because I want to put that into a soup. And then this is some buckwheat and soba noodles because it's a little bit healthier than just eating all the other pasta we have going on right now. And then I finally secured my mayo that I've been looking for the longest time, so we can make some ramen. It's like spicy mayo ramen I've been dying to make, so there's that. And then, oh, we also got some furikake, which is a seasoning that you put on top of rice and sushi. So this is sitting right here right now. On the way home, we went to Dollarama because it was just on the path home and there was like literally no lineups to go in, which is great. It was weird because on our way out, there's a lot of lineups. So I picked up some stuff. We got some Clorox spray because I wanted to replenish some stuff with bleach in it so that we can have something that's a little bit stronger besides just Lysol. If we have some extra afterwards, I might try to bleach a sweater that I have lying around because I kind of wanted to play with this like tie-dye bleach effect that I saw on TikTok. I also got some more little nursery pots because some of my plants need to be divided up because I have some baby plants inside the mother ones that need to be separated. And then I got this like wraparound cord that's good to wrap your plants around your bamboo sticks or your trellises, and it doesn't damage them because it's really light and it's coated. Good for the outside. It's also weatherized. Peter wants ice cubes, so we picked up one of these like rubber ice cube trays so we can mix it in with our drinks or our foods, I guess. And then I also got these clips that I can use for my tomato plant in the spring because tomato plants are really unruly and they like to like flop everywhere, and I always have a trellis that I anchor it to. And in the past I've been using twist ties from grocery stores, but now I want to get these ones because they're reusable. They're just like clips that you clip the stem to the trellis to. So there's that. Now moving on to the perishables that are on the counter. We picked up some tofu because Peter wants to stir fry this with some stuff later next week. I am going to be making homemade wontons. That's what I planned for next week. So we picked up a bunch of wonton wrappers. We also picked up some Vietnamese sausage. This is a little bit different than Chinese sausage. It's a little bit softer and sweeter. It's not as salty. Got a bunch of fish balls so we can use it for whenever we're lazy and we just want to cook instant noodles. These really amp it up and make them just taste a lot better, and you get some protein in your dish. We also have this, I don't know, what would you call this? What's like the English equivalent of these 2 things?
It's Vietnamese ham.
It's Vietnamese ham. It's packaged. You can have it a fried way, or this is just a steamed way. I personally prefer the steamed. Peter likes the fried version, so we got them both. The steamed one is called gia luo, and the fried one is called gia kieng. So yeah, if you guys are Vietnamese, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We also got these. These are chang fan. In Chinese, they're just like rice noodles. It's like a giant rice cake thing. You actually heat these up, steam them, and then you can actually eat it with these fried Vietnamese ham things with fish sauce and cucumber and fried onion. Tastes delicious. And then we also picked up some Viet subs as well. We had 4 in total, but Peter and I got really hungry when we came home, so we each ate 1 for lunch. But that's essentially it for our Chinatown haul. That's what we got from Chinatown today. Like I said, I think that's gonna really encompass like most of the stuff we're gonna need from Chinatown for the next like month and a half to even 2 months maybe, depending on how quickly we go through all this stuff. But I'm pretty happy with the haul. We got a lot of things that we've been meaning to get for a while now, even some things that we were low in stock on before we went into quarantine. And we tried our longest to like avoid going to Chinatown if possible, just because it's so far away and it was cold, so whenever we go it's going to take like a long trek to get back home. But the weather was nice today, which is primarily why we went. So we have everything we need now and I'm happy. Probably going to make a trip to the grocery store like Freshco or Metro later this week, probably towards the end of the week, once we finish some of the stuff that's in the fridge and all the cook-it boxes. But that's essentially it, I think. For dinner tonight, we're gonna defrost another salmon fillet that we have sitting in the freezer. I also have some black bean balls that are sitting in the freezer that have been there for a while, so we're gonna defrost and eat that with the salmon so that we have some greens. And we also still have some leftover chickpea salad from a long time ago. I did want to tell you guys that that salad keeps well for a really, really long time. So if you want to make it in bulk and just like throw it into your fridge for a few days, like even a week, it lasts. It's pretty good. So we're gonna finish all of that up today. There's not that much left, like literally enough salad for the two of us to split. But that's gonna be it for tonight. And then I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. But I think tomorrow's gonna actually be the very last day of our 2-week vlog of what we eat and grocery shop for while in quarantine. So yeah, I'll see you guys later for dinner when we make our food. Hey guys, and welcome back to the vlog. Today is Tuesday, April 21st, and this is going to be the very last day in the 2 weeks of vlogging series of everything that we go grocery shopping for and we make with their food. It is dinner now. Well, Peter's actually making dinner. We're not going to eat just quite yet. We'll probably eat in an hour or so once all the food is prepped, but we're making our very last cook it for the week. Our next box actually just showed up, so we're gonna go pick that up later tonight when we go grab all of our packages from downstairs. For lunch today, we just ate each another Viet sub, and for breakfast, I had a bunch of water and coffee. I think the same can be said for Peter. Did you eat anything for breakfast today?
I had a peanut butter sandwich.
He had a peanut butter sandwich. So as you can see, we don't usually eat much for breakfast. They're usually like really light, usually just like a coffee with a side snack or something. And then lunch is just leftovers from whatever we had for dinner last night, or just like scrounging up some random meals that we have in the fridge or in the kitchen area. Dinner's usually when we do a lot of the heavy cooking. So we're doing the very last cook it tonight, and I'm gonna take you over to the kitchen where Peter's already started. It didn't clue into me that he was making dinner when I was like posting some of our workouts onto Instagram stories, but we're making the Greek style pork meatballs, and he's already got the meatballs started and he's formed them already into the plate. These are humongous. Why are these so big?
More meat.
They're actually huge. Okay, so can you tell me what goes into these?
It's ground pork, got some spinach and onions.
Spinach?
Yep. That green stuff is spinach,
okay.
Some onions, some panko, egg.
What's the white stuff? Is that the eggs?
That's feta cheese.
Oh, there's feta cheese in the meatballs?
Yeah.
Okay, this is interesting. We've never made meatballs from scratch before. Like, ever. We usually just buy them pre-made and then cook them.
Pretty good to me.
Does this mean that you're gonna be incentivized to make meatballs from scratch more often?
I'm incentivized to do everything.
As long as there's food involved, Peter's incentivized. 8 meatballs in total. What's the next step after this, now that you've kind of made these?
You prep the sauce and then put these in the oven.
Okay.
Or put these in the oven first and then you prep the sauce.
Okay, so let's pop these into the oven and
no,
then...
we can't.
No?
There's
Why
already
not?
zucchini in the oven.
Okay, never mind. The zucchini is sitting in the oven. No, guys, I have not cleaned my oven window yet. Oven glass. I really need to get on that. I said I was going to do this last week. The oven door. Zucchini is chilling in there. I guess we'll make the sauce first and then pop the meatballs into the oven afterwards. Zucchini is out and it's nice and grilled. There's a nice little brown sheen to it. Good job, babe.
Oh, I know.
Meatballs have been placed in the oven, and how long do we have to wait for them to cook?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. These guys will come out, and then I guess we just mix it together with the sauce, and we're gonna have dinner with the meatballs. We're making the sauce now. First things in is some tomato paste.
Diced tomatoes.
Oh, diced tomatoes. Don't waste that. Put some water in.
I won't. And then just a little bag of spices.
What is this? What kind of spices is this?
I don't know. Read the recipe.
So we just dump this in. This came with the recipe, and I guess you just mix it up.
Mix it up.
Is that literally everything?
That's all it is. And just let it sit.
It smells like it's supposed to be Italian spices.
I said Greek meatballs.
And this is how you clean a can to make sure you get everything from inside. You add a little bit of water. Not too much though. The plates have been loaded up with the sauce and the zucchini. Now the meatballs are out of the oven. That looks so good. I'm starving already. Wait, how many did we get each? 4?
Whoa.
That's a lot.
Don't eat it all.
I don't know if I can
Leave it
finish
for
all
me.
of it. Okay. Okay. I see that's your game plan for everything, right?
Duh.
I think just put 3 on each first and then we'll see how we feel. If we have leftovers, we'll just eat with something tomorrow, to be very honest. That's usually how we operate. Anytime we have leftover food, we just use it for lunch the next day. And I'm gonna give you guys like a little preview of what I'm going to make either tomorrow or the day after. I just have to assess the situation to see if I have enough of stuff yet. But I took out some leftover lentils that we had. Don't worry, these are just seeds that I was drying up from the bell peppers from earlier last week so I can plant them. I took out some lentils because I want to make some lentil chickpea stew. We think we might have to buy some more chickpeas at some point because I don't think we have enough for this. But that's next on the list, so we can have a nice hearty soup just kind of like lying around on the stove for us to eat. But in the meantime, this is dinner, so we're gonna jump in and devour all of this quickly before Peter gets too hungry and angry at me. Settled up in front of the TV. We're gonna have dinner now and enjoy our food. And then I think, are we gonna do work tonight or we're gonna just hang out?
I gotta do some work.
Okay, so Peter's work to do tonight. I will probably do work if he's got work to do. But I think that's essentially going to be it for this 2-week vlog adventure of everything we eat and grocery shop for. I hope you guys enjoyed this and found this useful. As always, if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to drop them down in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer all of them and to provide any sort of like recipes or advice on our shopping excursions as well as cooking from home. Let me know as well if you guys would also be interested in watching us do another 2-week documentary like this. This is a lot to film at once, probably the longest one-shot vlog I've ever done at any given time. Most of our vlogs, I don't think have been longer than like 10 days, even on a trip, to be very honest. I think so. I don't know. It was an interesting take because we had to remind ourselves to vlog every single time that we cooked. Since we mostly only just cooked at dinner time, there were some days when we definitely forgot, and then there were days when we weren't making anything interesting besides like instant noodles, so I didn't think that really warranted vlog content. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I hope this helped and gave you guys some insight as to how we're creating our meals for 2 weeks at a time. If you guys enjoyed it, please let me know down below. As always, please give me a thumbs up if you like this so that I know to make more videos like this, and make sure you guys subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!